Discover. I hope you've had a good 24 hours with us. A lot of content has been delivered in that time. We've made a lot of news, a lot of announcements. I know that many of you were in the briefings that we had yesterday relative to the news announcements. I think all of you have attended our keynotes. We wanted to use this time to give you the opportunity to ask questions of our leadership. So I have with me here Antonio Neri, Mike Nefkins, and Robert Young-Johns. And this is going to be an open forum Q&A. Any questions relating to what you heard in the keynotes or the news announcements that we've made, this is your opportunity to ask those questions. So I'm going to hand it over to the room basically for any questions. Yes? We've got a mic.
Hi, Alice Gros from Le Monde Informatique France. About HP Heaven on Demand, it exists for many months now. What is new in this product?
The big new thing about Haven on Demand is first we've introduced a lot more APIs. I think originally it was very focused on textual discovery. We've introduced APIs around image prediction, anomaly detection, real-time streaming of audio and indexing of audio files, a whole bunch of new capabilities. We've also announced a capability to allow people to string together the existing 60 APIs to create synthetic new APIs using a technique we call CLASP, which is what was demonstrated in the video we showed. So those are the primary differences. We've also migrated the platform to run on Microsoft Azure. That's just a platform, but it's a significant change. But I think we were also responding to what we saw as a very strong market interest in machine learning and deep analytics, and suddenly sort of said, we've got a really good platform for doing this. And maybe the other guys are sort of taking the publicity, but we've actually got a lot of the underlying plumbing to make it happen.
Speaking of publicity, Robert, I think you issued a challenge yesterday.
Well, yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of publicity about IBM Watson, clearly. And when people talk about machine learning and AI, they almost automatically then say, well, what about IBM Watson? And I think our approach is really fundamentally different. When we see machine learning and deep analytics being embedded into almost every workload, every application that exists 5 years from now, we don't see it as an opportunity to engage with our customers on some very expensive consulting with a smaller technology platform. So there is a difference of approach, and I think we were trying to highlight that difference of approach, which is why I said API to API, I'll take them on any day. And we're convinced we've got the depth, the breadth, and the technology behind them to win at that level.
Alex Roy from itwire.com in Australia. Sounds like you're positioning the machine as the Sherlock to IBM's Watson. If we all know Sherlock, sorry, right? That's just me being funny. Look, I'm only here today because I was at a different event, and so I missed a lot of what was on yesterday. But I was looking at this morning and I could see the machine video. But I'm just wondering, how long do you think it'll be before we see something like the technology that's built into the machine, the way you put memory at the heart of the unit, arrive in personal computers, whether they be little tiny devices that are embedded in our brains or glasses, but that sort of focus on the fundamental difference in the architecture of the way the machine is made. And I ask this because we've had many waves of centralization and decentralization, client server. Right now we're back in everything's going to the cloud, but then of course we have hybrid cloud, people want to bring it back. So this whole thing about putting things in the cloud and not having necessarily more powerful computing devices keeps fluctuating, and there must be a future that you see when the machine and its technology is powering a device that's sitting right in front of me, whether it's my smartphone, smartwatch, or a laptop like the one I have now.
Sure. I mean, so we embarked on this journey 2 years ago, and we said it's going to be a 5-year journey to get to the end state, which is the machine architecture where memory is at the center. However, the technologies that allow us to get there are going to be available sooner than the actual machine. As an example of that, and if you have the time to go to the floor and see the HPE labs, there are actually already some of the key prototypes of those technologies. And the first one is going to come to market in my current products in the EG portfolio, particularly servers, as well as networking, is photonics. So if you go there, you can see what we call the first prototype, which actually passed the taping aspect of the prototype, is the X1 photonics, which is the first connector to be able to move, data through the photonics connectivity. So that's going to be sometime in 17. And the second part of the technology itself is actually the Moister, which is based on the rerun technology we decided to pursue with our partners, and that will be sometime in 2018. So when I think our general, 18 to 24 roadmaps, where is Gen 10 on the server side, where is the next generation of Flex Fabric, where are switching, what is Synergy, which already is designed to adopt these new technologies. You're going to see the backplane from photonics when they're available. So you're going to see over the next two to 2.5 years, those technologies are going to be in the market in current architectures. And then we're going to bring it all together in what we call the machine. And the reason why it takes longer, because obviously you have to rewrite the operating system to be able to handle this amount of memory. And so we're doing that with our HP Labs, advanced development teams, as well as the universities that work with. That's the journey. And what you saw today was a great representation about the future. Because once you change the dynamics how you compute, new workloads open up, new ability to drive our business outcomes in a way we haven't done before. So that's what we're looking for.
So just to perhaps add to that, because Martin Fink was here, I think he'd want to make an additional comment, which is one of the things that I think you'll see out of machine technology is the merging of the edge and the center. Right? Photonics enables that. So sometimes when we talk about the machine, everybody immediately thinks there's going to be some colossus box sitting in the middle of the network. It's actually more of a statement about how the network edge gets connected to the network center through these new technologies. You're sharing the memory on the network device, with the center.
And that's why we talk about mesh computing. Right? So there's few use cases out on the floor, you can go look at it. But we believe it's going to be a distributed computer with a lot of memory at the center, be able to process high compute power at the edge, and then connect back where it's needed. And that's what all this technology will be able to do.
Steve Wexler, IT Trends and Analysis. This is for Mike on the CSC deal. Want to know how your group is going to work with CSC, and what does this mean as far as other organizations that either are or might want to work with HPE, from now on to have HPE as a joint partner with CSC competing with them?
Yeah, so a couple questions in that. So first off, we're obviously very excited about the opportunity to be a pure play. We feel we have made a tremendous amount of progress over the last couple of years in our services business, and our services business is the strongest it has ever been. We feel for us to really be able to go win in IT operations and in application services, etc., that having more scale, so we're adding about $6-7 billion of scale to the portfolio, bringing the best of both cultures together, and at the same time being able to take advantage of some of the partnerships that CSC has that we don't currently, will make us stronger. So we're very excited about that. And then at the same time, for the HPE side, I think it's going to allow Antonio and Robert and team to further their their partnerships with some of the other firms out there like Accenture and some of the other India pure plays. So this Meg referred to it as extreme focus in the business units to get stronger, and that's what it's going to drive. So now at the same time, obviously a majority of my solutions are HPE Prime with HPE product. We have a great deal between us where we will continue that. But at the same time, my expectation is that the product that we're putting into our solutions need to be the industry best, need to have the best cost structure in the industry, just as Antonio and team are going to demand a great go-to-market for me to ensure that we go and push our solutions. So it's, we've gone from being a bit of a captive to now really being able to leverage each other in a commercial way that makes us both better.
Exactly right.
Good questions.
By the way, I do want to make one comment on that. I know a lot of people keep saying the CSC deal. We are creating a new entity, right? This is not CSC and it's not HPE. This will be a new company. So that's a very important point. It is a complex transaction. So it's hard to to see that, and to really give you the simplistic view of it. We are 3 times the size of CSC, and really what's happening here is CSC has paid us a premium in order to get a 50-50 ownership in this new entity. So that's a very important concept, and that's the way we wanted it. We're very happy about the premium that we received, but we're also very happy about the 2 sides coming together to be the best services company in the industry.
Hello. Is this thing on? Yes, it is now. Jane McCallion from IT Pro in the UK. There's been a lot of talk today about digital transformation, disruption. One of the things that is spoken about most is either the fear of or people getting really excited about robots taking all our jobs. Robert, you sort of basically wrote this off yesterday that we're all going to be replaced by robots and unemployed. And you're unique in this position. You're the only person who I've said that it's going to go augmented rather than, oh dear, from now we're all unemployed, we have to find a new economy. Why do you think that, and why do you think that you're the only person who is saying that?
I don't think I'm the only person who's saying it, but I think it's stages and phases, and I would never say never to anything. But when people talk about AI, they immediately go to ex machina and the robot that does everything and it's empowered with incredible power and human characteristics and so on. And that may well be something that's happened down the track, but I think the real power of the analytics frameworks over the next 5 to 10 years is its ability to augment the decision-making processes we already have. I mean, we are drowning in information, and if you can have tools that help you sort through it, select it, look at it in a different way, it can actually enhance the innate capabilities we have. So that's why I talk about it being about augmented human intelligence as the next phase. It doesn't rule out, AI as in the movie or Minority Report and things like that, but in practical terms, you're going to see, I think, machine learning and deep analytics embedded into almost every single application or workload that exists out there. I was asked yesterday by one of the investment analysts, how big did I think the machine learning market was? What's the TAM, the total addressable market? And I said, to some way, it's actually an impossible question to answer because it's going to get threaded into every application, every workload. We're seeing customers today, sort of new age customers, who don't start by automating a business process and then deciding what data they need for the business process and then creating that data in a database. They do it completely the other way around. They say, I have all this data, I'm collecting it all the time. I need an analytics framework I can put on top of that, and out of that analytics framework, I'm going to create new business processes that are going to revolutionize industries. I had a fascinating discussion with Uber on exactly that. I said, how did you build your current business? I said, we started with all the things we collect in the way of data, where cars are, drivers, etc., etc. We built an analytic framework on top of that, which happened to use our technology, and then on top of that, they started to develop the business processes that revolutionized the industry. I think that's more what we're going to see than going to ex machina, stuck in wherever it was, north of Norway, in some cool hip hotel, with creation of these incredible robots. May happen. Sure it will. Maybe not quite.
I had a very fun, just to go off that, I had a very fun conversation. So we do quite a bit in the transportation sector where we run a majority of the airlines that are out there. And I had a very fun conversation on data and on artificial intelligence with a community of CIOs. And the real thinking there was, if you think about an airline, it's a pretty amazing company because they're the only people that can actually predict the future. They know where somebody is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, months down the road. They actually know physically that person who is here now will be over there in a couple weeks. And their thinking was, they're just not using big data to take advantage of that. They have the information. So they're trying to figure out how to use artificial intelligence and how to use these analytic engines to be able to process that and almost create a new business model to be able to figure out how they can monetize that data. So it doesn't mean that the people behind, the pilots, it doesn't necessarily mean that the flight attendants, it doesn't mean are going to be replaced. Could happen one day. I don't know if that's better or worse, but the reality is there will be an artificial intelligence engine behind there looking at the data and being able to say, hey, you know what, there are going to be 500 people in this location at this date. What can we do to monetize that? So you're perfectly right around around that notion that it's not going to be the Clone Wars Wars or whatever you call it.
Maybe we'll, Terminator 3.
The Terminator 5. Exactly.
Over here.
This is for anyone. About a month ago here, CEO of another company went after your company by name and the executive's CEO's name and everything. And there was a decidedly different tone for the two keynotes from you folks. You could have drawn differentiations from everything from Haven on Demand, Synergy, everything with the labs and the machine and everything, and really drawn sharp differences, and it really kind of didn't come across that way. Either one of you kind of want to talk about why, or maybe expand on that a little bit after hearing what was said here a month ago?
And Tiger, I think the competitor might have a form, it's a form letter.
Yeah.
They're all for
Oh, yeah.
I would just a general statement here, right? I think all of our business units are healthy. We're all gaining share right now. We don't need to be playing defense by calling out our competitors, and that's a defensive play. That means they're worried about us. We're going to focus on our customers. We're going to focus on our BUs, focus on the value we can drive. We're winning like we never have before right now. All of our BUs are growing, and you know what? Good. I'm glad they're worried about us. We're not so worried about them. We're going to focus on doing what we do best, and that's providing value for our customers across the BUs.
I think that's well said. My focus today is customers. My focus is to continue to drive innovation. My focus is to improve time to value. My focus is to help customers deliver business outcomes. Listen, it's going to be a tough competition no matter what you do, but the reality is that customers are voting with their dollars, and you can see the momentum we have in all-flash 3-power, the only platform growing in the market faster than any of those traditional vendors. Think about the share we've got in servers, the momentum we have in Aruba. So those are the things we really care, but we are thinking about the future, not about the past. Because some of those competitors are going to have their own challenges and have to work through it. And so that's what motivates us every day, to really deliver value to our customers.
I just love the one word innovation. I mean, I think we believe in it, we get excited about it, we believe we're a technology company, we believe we're a technology company, its origins are in Silicon Valley, and that's what we do best, is we innovate around the technology stacks. And we think there's plenty of room left for innovation. I think there are other companies out there who think sort of innovation's over, and it's just a question of, who's got the best supply chain or cheapest route to market. We don't believe it.
Well, I think look at the announcement we made this week, right? So we have a clear strategy. We introduced the next generation HPE Helium Cloud. We introduced new tools for the platform as a service with Staccato. We introduced a new vision for the edge, redefining the edge with our converged IoT platform, and new partnerships, new set of partnerships with Docker, and the announcement we made a month or so ago with Mesosphere. So we are really focusing on the future, where we think customers need to go, and that's what
That's exactly right. Right or wrong, I think our company culture is a little more of big ears, little mouth, and focused on listening to our customers. Our customers have told us they want us to go deeper, they want us to be more agile, they want us to be more proactive. That's what we're focused on. And while the others are out there doing what with this, and I love what you said about our customers are voting with their dollars. It's good. It's a good thing. That's right.
Other questions? Going once? Twice?
Problem is, it's so freaking cold in here.
Yeah, I know.
If you think we're shaking out the shaking out the cold
shaking.
shit.
Exactly. Look at Robert up here. Yeah, exactly.
Well, before we break up, I would love it if each of you could maybe recap for the audience in 1 minute or less. Yeah, sorry, and you're on a clock here too. The time here. What you think they should take? There are a lot of good things said in this room, but what would you like everyone to take away from Discover 2016? Let's start with Antonio.
I think Meg said it well. The commitment to customers is second to none in this company. Commitment to continue to drive innovation, and I hope you can see that on the floor and through the announcements we made. I'm super excited about the momentum we have in our camp. I mean, if you look at the EG, look at the progress Mike made in the last couple of years. Think about what Robert is doing to really be very nimble and focus on really things that really matter. The portfolio that we have has never been stronger. Innovation like synergy is something that only HPE can really drive. And you can see now everybody using the word composability. We thought about composability some time ago, and we actually have a product that can do that. Think about the focus about the next generation of stacks. I mean, you should walk away. This company is investing into the future. It is investing to help customers thrive in this new economy, which is all about the application of the data. And if we can unlock the value of the data with the speed and the agility that they demand, we will be on our way to succeed.
No, I think that's really well said. I mean, I would tell you, hopefully you're seeing from us a new level of confidence in our business. From an executive team perspective, we're the closest we've ever been. We're really listening to our customers, and we're starting to see the momentum. And we feel that that will continue, even though it'll be more of a partnership form than it will be, actually being under the same roof. But I've never been more confident around the strategy of this company. It takes a big CEO to say, you know what, I used to be a $100 billion company, and I'm okay cutting that in half to 54, and now cutting it down to 33, 30. It takes a big CEO to say that's right for my customers, it's right for my employees, and it's right for the shareholders. And not a lot of people can do that. And we've seen other companies that are growing, and we truly believe that smaller is faster and more agile, and we really are going to be able to win with this strategy. And somebody said it perfectly. Somebody's going to be right, and we're pretty confident it's going to be us.
Yeah, I think Mike and Antonio covered most of it. I would say the other thing to look at, though, is the change that's happened at this conference over the last couple of years. I mean, I think 2 years ago it would have been 3 completely distinct BU presentations, and you'd be scratching your head saying, well, is there any connection between these? And yet, the session we had yesterday, the session we had today was a joined-up discussion of how we bring solutions to customers. And there wasn't really any reference to whether it was a software solution, a hardware solution, a services solution. It was a solution to customers. And we took a deliberate decision as we went into this conference to thread it and build it all around that customer partner experience. And I think that's what's going to make us successful, because customers see that, they believe that, and when they think that we're helping